Amy Fleming's world might be turning upside down again. In the brand new trailer for Heartland Season 19, fans are shocked to see signs that Amy could be ending things with Nathan, and it all happens right in the very first episode. The short teaser doesn't give everything away, but the moments we do see suggest heartbreak, tough choices, and a brand new direction for the series. This isn't just another ranch story. This looks like the start of a season that could change Amy's journey forever. The Season 19 trailer opens with sweeping shots of the Heartland Ranch. The golden fields stretch across the horizon, horses gallop freely, and the familiar sense of home is captured within seconds. But this time, there's something heavier hanging in the air. The warm scenery we know so well is paired with a tone that feels uncertain, even fragile. It's clear that Episode 1 will not waste any time throwing Amy into a storm of emotions. One of the first noticeable moments shows Amy standing alone near the barn, her expression distant and weighed down. This is where the tension begins. Fans who have followed her story know that Amy rarely lets her guard down unless something major is on her mind. The trailer doesn't show her speaking here, but the silence says enough. This is not the Amy we saw trying to open her heart again in Season 18. This is Amy carrying the burden of a decision that could reshape her future. Then, the camera shifts to Nathan. We see him approaching Amy, his stride steady but cautious. The editing is sharp, almost too sharp, which makes the moment stand out. Nathan tries to reach her, but Amy barely meets his eyes. The trailer cuts away before we hear their full exchange, but the implication is clear. Something is broken between them. The spark that viewers hope to see growing from Season 18 looks like it's dimming before our eyes. What really strikes the audience is how the trailer plays with contrast. On one hand, we see the beauty of the ranch and family togetherness. On the other, there are cracks forming in Amy's personal life. For instance, Lou and Jack appear in quick snippets, both looking concerned. Lou is seen at the kitchen table, almost as if she's preparing to comfort Amy, while Jack is shown with his arms crossed, giving the kind of stern, thoughtful look only Jack can deliver. These quick images tell us the family knows something is wrong, and they're bracing themselves for the fallout. The next few shots only deepen the mystery. Amy is seen with Lyndy, gently brushing her daughter's hair. It's a tender scene, but her voiceover plays on top of it. Sometimes moving on means letting go. This line alone is enough to send shivers through longtime fans. It sounds like Amy has already made her decision, and it's not in Nathan's favor. That kind of dialogue doesn't just hint at a breakup, it signals that this will be one of the emotional anchors of Episode 1. The trailer also teases conflict in motion. There's a heated exchange between Nathan and another ranch hand, though we only catch part of it. His voice is raised, his frustration obvious. Could this be Nathan reacting to Amy's choice? Or does it suggest that Nathan's time in Heartland will unravel even further after their split? The trailer refuses to give clear answers, and that's what keeps viewers glued. By the final moments, the tension peaks. We see Amy walking away from Nathan in slow motion, her face half lit by the setting sun. She doesn't turn back. Nathan, on the other hand, stands frozen, his jaw tight, as though he's realizing the chapter between them has closed before it truly began. The music swells here, mixing melancholy piano with the faint sound of a horse's gallop, reminding us that life on the ranch keeps moving forward, no matter who stays and who leaves, altogether. The Episode 1 trailer doesn't show much dialogue, but it tells a story through emotion, imagery, and unspoken words. Amy and Nathan are clearly at a breaking point, and Heartland's creative team has made sure fans know this season will open with shock, heartbreak, and a brand new path for Amy Fleming. Amy Fleming has always been the heart of Heartland. From the very first season, her story has been about more than just horses. It's been about loss, love, healing, and finding strength in the middle of heartbreak. That's why this trailer moment with Nathan feels so heavy. For Amy, this isn't just about ending a relationship. It's about facing the ghosts of her past and deciding what kind of future she's ready to step into. To understand why this decision matters so much, we need to look back. Ever since Ty's passing, Amy has lived with an ache that never fully goes away. Ty wasn't just her husband. He was her partner in every sense. Together, They raised Lyndy, built a life, and weathered storms that many couples would never survive. His death left a hole in her heart, and for seasons afterward, fans wondered if Amy would ever be able to move on. In season 18, Nathan entered the picture. He wasn't Ty, and he wasn't trying to be. Nathan was gentle, steady, and he seemed to understand that Amy's heart wasn't something to rush. Slowly, piece by piece, viewers saw Amy open up again. Her smiles around him felt genuine. Her guarded nature started to soften. And for the first time in years, there was a spark of possibility. Fans started rooting for him not because he could replace Ty, but because maybe he could help Amy start a new chapter. But love, especially in Amy's world, is never simple. The trailer for season 19 doesn't show an Amy who's ready to leap forward into romance. Instead, it shows a woman who's questioning everything. Her distant looks, her quiet moments alone, her emotional line about letting go, all of these point to a deeper conflict inside her. Amy isn't just thinking about Nathan. She's thinking about what it means to move on at all. The trailer suggests she may have realized that being with Nathan feels more like stepping into someone else's idea of her future, not her own. For Amy, healing has always come through her horses, her family, and her daughter. While Nathan offered stability, it's possible she feels he represents a path she's not ready or willing to walk. Maybe being with him feels like closing the door on Ty too soon. Or maybe it simply doesn't feel like love, not the way she needs it to. Another detail to note is Amy's role as a mother. Every decision she makes now carries more weight because of Lyndy. Her daughter looks up to her, and Amy knows that any relationship she allows into her life isn't just about her, it's about creating the right environment for Lyndy to grow up in. The trailer highlights this responsibility beautifully with that short, tender mother-daughter moment. Amy brushing Lyndy's hair while reflecting on letting go isn't just symbolic of love lost. It's about Amy teaching her daughter what strength looks like, even when it hurts. What's most unique about Amy's journey here is that it doesn't follow the traditional romance arc. This isn't a story about finding someone new and falling head over heels. It's about a woman learning that it's okay to say no, even if someone is kind, even if someone is supportive. It's about realizing that healing isn't a straight line toward another relationship. Sometimes it's a circle that brings you back to yourself. In that sense, the trailer seems to be showing us that Amy's real romance this season is not with Nathan or with anyone else. It's with her own independence, her role as a mother, and her connection to the land and horses that have always defined her. By ending things with Nathan, Amy may be reclaiming her space, her peace, and her ability to stand strong without needing another person to complete her story. So when Amy says those words, sometimes moving on means letting go, it might not only be about Nathan. It could be about letting go of the pressure to move on in the way people expect her to. It could be about letting go of the idea that her healing must lead to another romance. And most of all, it could be about letting go of fear, so she can fully step into this next season of her life on her own terms. Nathan's story in Heartland has always been tricky. He wasn't introduced to replace Ty, but the audience couldn't help comparing the two. From the beginning, Nathan walked into the series as someone who seemed calm, dependable, and eager to be part of Amy's world. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't trying to sweep her off her feet, he was just steady. And for a while, that steadiness looked like exactly what Amy needed. But the season 19 trailer tells a very different story. For Nathan, this first episode may not only mark the end of his relationship with Amy, but also a turning point for his role in the series altogether. The look on his face when Amy avoids his eyes, the tension in his voice during that heated moment with another wrench hand, the way he stands frozen as Amy walks away, these aren't just signs of heartbreak. They are signs of a man realizing he doesn't belong in Amy's future the way he once hoped. The most unique part of Nathan's reaction is that it doesn't seem one-dimensional. The trailer doesn't show him storming off or collapsing into despair. Instead, it shows him trying to fight for a place, whether that's a place in Amy's life, in the ranch, or simply within the Heartland family dynamic. The conflict he has with the other ranch worker hints at frustration boiling beneath the surface. It's as if Nathan is struggling not only with Amy's decision, but with the feeling that he's being pushed out of the very community he was trying to belong to. Nathan's character has always been written as patient and kind. But episode 1 may finally show us what happens when that patience runs dry. His calmness made him easy to root for, but now the audience might see the cracks. Will Nathan lash out, showing a side of him Amy never noticed before? Or will he quietly accept her decision, respecting her even if it breaks him? This tension is exactly why fans are already debating his future. Another important detail is Nathan's connection to the ranch. Even if things end with Amy, his ties to the horses and the people at Heartland can't simply vanish. Jack's cautious glances, Lou's concerned looks, the trailer suggests that the family is already aware of Nathan's struggle. The big question is, will they rally behind him? Or will they stand firmly with Amy and let Nathan drift away? That choice could define whether Nathan stays a recurring character or quietly exits the story in the early part of season 19. What makes Nathan's role unique here is that it highlights the idea of rejection not just in romance, but in belonging. Nathan didn't just want Amy's heart. He wanted to be part of her world. And now, with one decision, he might lose both. That layered heartbreak, losing love and community in the same breath, is what makes his reaction so compelling. And yet, the trailer leaves just enough room for mystery. There's a moment, brief but powerful, where Nathan looks at Amy with a mix of pain and understanding. He doesn't shout. He doesn't plead. Instead, his eyes suggest he knows this is bigger than him. That Amy isn't just rejecting Nathan, she's choosing herself. If the writers decide to lean into that quiet dignity, Nathan could become one of the most sympathetic characters in the season. Rather than being painted as an obstacle, he could become a reminder that sometimes two good people just don't belong together. Still, the possibility of anger lingers. His raised voice, his tense body language, the way the trailer cuts quickly during his scenes, all of this could mean his reaction won't be so gentle. Maybe Nathan feels betrayed after investing time and emotion. Maybe he feels he deserves more answers than Amy is willing to give. Or maybe he simply isn't ready to let go. If that's the case, then Amy's decision could spark more than heartbreak. It could create real conflict on the ranch that ripples into other storylines. So Nathan stands at a crossroads in episode 1. He can leave gracefully, showing that he respects Amy's choice. Or he can fight against it, risking his place in the family and the ranch. Either way, his reaction is going to shape not only Amy's journey, but also the tone of the season's early episodes. Nathan is no longer just a steady, quiet character. Now he's the man whose heartbreak might set off the first big storm of Heartland season 19. The end of Amy and Nathan's relationship isn't just about two people parting ways. In Heartland, nothing happens in isolation. Every decision made at the ranch ripples out, touching family bonds, friendships, and even the way the land itself feels. That's what makes this moment so powerful. Amy's choice isn't only reshaping her future, it's shaking the very foundation of Heartland Ranch. Let's start with Jack. As the steady grandfather figure, Jack has always carried the weight of keeping the family together. The trailer gives us that one telling image. Jack with his arms crossed, his face stern but thoughtful. This isn't just Jack being protective of Amy, this is Jack recognizing that the ranch itself might be thrown into tension. He's seen heartbreak before, and he knows how quickly it can spill over into the work, the horses, and the day-to-day life that keeps Heartland running. For Jack, Amy ending things with Nathan isn't just about emotion. It's about balance. He's the one who'll have to step in and keep everyone grounded. Even if it means making tough calls about Nathan's place on the ranch. Then there's Lou. Lou has always been the more pragmatic, emotionally driven sister, the one who tries to fix problems, sometimes to a fault. In the trailer, she's shown sitting at the kitchen table, her expression laced with concern. Lou knows her sister better than anyone, and if Amy's making this decision, Lou will try to support her. But here's the conflict. Lou also values stability. If Nathan's exit threatens to unsettle the ranch or create division, Lou might find herself torn between protecting Amy's feelings and preserving the peace at Heartland. It's a unique tension, sisterly loyalty versus family responsibility. And let's not forget Lyndy. Though young, Amy's daughter is central to everything. The trailer's softest moment, Amy brushing Lyndy's hair, is layered with unspoken meaning. Lyndy has already lost her father, and Amy knows the impact of introducing someone new into her daughter's world. For Lyndy, Nathan may have been a quiet presence, a figure of comfort. If Amy ends things, Lyndy could feel that absence more than anyone expects. But the beauty of Heartland is that it doesn't shy away from showing how children absorb these changes. Lyndy's reactions, her questions, and even her silences could shape how Amy handles the aftermath of her decision. It makes the family dynamic even more fragile and real. Beyond the family, there's the ranch itself. Nathan wasn't just a potential partner. He was part of the daily life at Heartland. He worked with the horses, supported the routines, and became a thread in the fabric of the ranch. If Amy ends things, does that mean Nathan leaves entirely? If so, who fills that gap? Losing Nathan isn't just emotional, it's practical. His absence could put pressure on others, forcing Jack, Tim, or even Lou to step up more than usual. That kind of shift often leads to conflict, especially in a family where everyone already carries their own responsibilities. The ranch has always symbolized resilience, but it also reflects the inner struggles of the people who live there. When Amy is hurting, the work feels heavier. When relationships fracture, the horses often mirror that tension, becoming restless or unsettled. This is why the trailer shows those sweeping shots of the land paired with Amy's inner turmoil. The ranch itself becomes a character, and in this case, it's a silent witness to Amy's decision and the ripples that follow. What makes this impact unique is that it doesn't just create drama for the sake of drama. Instead, it deepens the themes Heartland has always explored: family unity, the meaning of home, and the balance between personal happiness and collective responsibility. Amy's choice might free her emotionally, but it could challenge the very bonds that make the ranch strong. Will Jack and Lou accept her decision without hesitation? Will Lyndy struggle with the absence of Nathan? Will the ranch itself feel the weight of losing a helping hand? And then there's the possibility of new conflict. If Nathan doesn't leave quietly, if he stays around Heartland, carrying anger or hurt, the family might be forced to navigate uncomfortable territory. Imagine dinners with tension, workdays where Nathan's presence is heavy, and Jack trying to keep peace between Amy and a man she's chosen to let go. That could create some of the most emotionally charged storytelling the show has offered in years. So, Amy's decision isn't just personal. It's a storm moving across the whole ranch. Every person, every horse, every corner of Heartland will feel it. And as the trailer hints, episode 1 is only the beginning. This isn't just about Amy walking away from Nathan, it's about how the family rebuilds in the wake of that choice. And whether the bonds that define Heartland will bend or break under the weight of change. Every Heartland trailer is carefully crafted. It doesn't just show moments, it plants seeds. What looks like a simple breakup or a quiet exchange often points to larger themes that will stretch across the season. And in the season 19 episode 1 trailer, the foreshadowing is impossible to miss. The first big clue comes through music. The background score isn't triumphant or cheerful. Instead, it's soft, almost haunting. Piano notes fade in and out, paired with the steady sound of hooves. This pairing is no accident. The horses have always been a mirror for Amy's inner world, and by tying their rhythm to such a somber tune, the trailer suggests that Amy's emotional journey will set the tone for the entire season. The message is clear. This season will not shy away from difficult emotions, but it will carry them with grace and purpose. The second layer of foreshadowing is found in Amy's voiceover. Sometimes moving on means letting go. At face value, it points to Nathan, but the phrasing is bigger than a relationship. It hints at a theme of release, of Amy shedding not only Nathan but also expectations, regrets, and perhaps even long-held fears. This isn't just a breakup line, it's a guiding thread, foreshadowing Amy's evolution from someone defined by loss to someone defined by choice. Visually, the trailer uses light and shadow to reinforce this theme. Amy is often shown standing in partial shadow, with sunlight spilling in behind her. In storytelling, that's a classic way to show a character caught between past and future, holding onto something familiar but drawn towards something unknown. The choice of showing her walking away from Nathan at sunset instead of broad daylight also signals transition endings blending into new beginnings. For longtime fans, it's a clear nod that Amy's decision will reshape the season's emotional landscape. Another powerful foreshadowing element is silence. The trailer cuts dialogue short, often leaving us with lingering glances and unfinished sentences. That silence isn't empty, it's filled with tension. By not showing the full conversation between Amy and Nathan, the creators leave space for mystery while hinting that much of the season's drama will be carried not through explosive fights but through quiet, painful truths. Heartland has always thrived in those small, understated moments, and the trailer doubles down on that style. Thematically, Season 19 seems to be circling around independence and resilience.